Hey, what's happening, guys? Rules for Rebels, and today's video is going to be about Steemit. I'm going to be creating a Steemit group specifically for all you guys from YouTube who are part of the whole Rules for Rebels community that are coming on over to Steemit. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about A, why I'm doing this, B, what the group's going to be about and what the purpose of it is, and C, logistically, like how you're going to be a part of this group. So first off, why am I doing this? Well, I've been on Steemit for I think about 12 days at this point. I was going to publicly set some goals of where I want my account value to be and what I want to be earning off the site within the next month, the next 3 months, and the next 6 months. And I was originally going to say that I wanted to be making $100 per month within 30 days. And I'm already over that. I think every Steemit account starts with $25, and I think right now my account's valued at a little bit over $400. That doesn't mean that I've cashed out and have $400 in my bank account, as I've been rolling all my money into Steam Power. But you know, there is some money to be made, and accounts are growing quickly. Now, the reason that I'm doing this, the way that Steemit's set up is whales. There's basically minnows, who are like new users, don't have a lot of power on the site. There's dolphins, who are like kind of the mid-grade users, and then there's the whales, who have a lot of power and a lot of influence over the site. Now, if a whale upvotes your post, you could make $100 just off one whale liking your post. If a dolphin likes your post, you could maybe make, I don't know, $15 to $30, something like that. And if minnows like your post, I mean, it's anywhere from a penny to a couple cents, maybe a nickel. Well, part of the reason I want to start this is two of the guys who kind of brought me over to Steemit that I'd like to give a shout out to is Vogeltron1 and Brian Phobos. Two guys who mentioned Steemit to me a couple times and a while ago, and I finally followed their lead and got on the platform. Well, Brian Phobos has been really, really cool and really generous with me on Steemit. If you guys are members of Steemit, follow him. If you're not a member but you plan on going over there, follow him, check out his stuff, take his lead. He's really becoming established on the site, and he's really been very, very cool and very welcoming to me. I know he's resteemed a couple of my posts. He upvotes my stuff from time to time, and he's even done 1 or 2 posts where he specifically references me and is basically kind of trying to help me bring more eyes onto my account, essentially, so that I can continue to grow my account and make more money and everything else. And he's really been cool with me as far as like answering questions, as well as kind of helping me to grow my account. So I kind of want to do the same thing for you guys. You guys have all been a huge help in me growing my YouTube channel, and you guys have been part of the community, and you know, you guys are friends and things like that. So those of you guys who are coming over to Steemit, I kind of wanted to help do for you guys what Brian Phobos has kind of done for me over on Steemit. And also, I just kind of, the same way that we've kind of created a helpful community on YouTube, I kind of want to start to do the same thing on Steemit. So if you guys come on over to Steemit, I want to help you try to grow your accounts. If you put up a good post, I want to re-steam it and bring more attention to your content. I'm going to upvote your stuff, etc. And also everybody else who's coming on over from YouTube. I know a lot of you guys know each other. Coco, I always mess up his name, but Coco Media, Coco, I always call him Coco on here, but Coco from YouTube, Vogeltron, I know Kevin the window cleaner has recently gotten over there and started doing some content. And if I fail to mention anybody or leave anybody out, I apologize. It's just so many names to remember and stuff like that. But I know a lot of you guys are heading over there. A lot of you guys are putting up content, and I think we can all kind of help each other grow our accounts. Now with Steemit, again, I was talking about the whales. So because the whales have so much influence, a lot of times you might get a shitload of upvotes on your stuff, but you're still not making any money, and it's still not really getting a whole lot of attention because, you know, you're not fortunate to have a whale liking your stuff. And one thing, I really have no complaints about Steemit. I'm loving it, but one thing that's kind of frustrating, or one thing that's just I kind of see, is like, because these whales have so much power, a lot of people are almost like, everybody's like vying for whales' attention and kind of pandering to whales. And I even saw there was a post the other day called Fondling Whale Balls, and it was basically about how to get the attention of whales, how to get whales to like you. And you know, while I'm sure the whales are cool guys, and I've had a couple whales kind of comment on my things or like my things, and it's very cool and I appreciate it, but at the end of the day, I think the platform should be more about everybody sharing quality content and sharing content, and not about just everybody vying for the attention of a handful of whales. So that's one reason I'm kind of starting this group. Another reason I'm starting the group, I don't know about you guys, but a lot of times if you're a content creator, or even if you're just active on social media, you have an Instagram account, whatever else, I think a lot of times it's kind of surprising that a lot of the content that we put a lot of time into and that we think is going to do really well doesn't really do that well. And a lot of times the content that we maybe throw up haphazardly and don't even really think that much about, that's the stuff that winds up doing really well. And it's kind of funny on Steemit, I put up a post, I don't know, one of my first days on, and basically just asked a question about how payouts work, and I got $75 for that post. And then yesterday, this past weekend, I actually went up to Michigan. It was kind of a fun day. There's normally a beach called Weko Beach I go to in Michigan, and me and my girlfriend and a friend of ours decided to try out a new beach. So we just headed off in the direction of Michigan, really didn't have anywhere to go in mind, was just kind of Googling on the way up there. And as we hit like northwest Indiana, I saw a cool place on TripAdvisor called Grandmere State Park in Stevensville, Michigan. And it was and also we needed to find some place to eat, so we went to this really cool brewery that had this awesome like outdoor area and a lot of great craft beers. And after some lunch and stuff, they have a food truck parked out front. We got some awesome lunch. After that, we headed down the road to Grandmere State Park, which is weird. It looks more like a forest preserve with hiking paths, but if you got to hike about a mile, and then there's these giant sand dunes you got to go over. And I actually did a Steemit post. I'll link to it below if you guys want to check out my post about it. But a bunch of these giant sand dunes you got to walk over, and once you get to the bottom, there's this like really secluded beach, and it's not a very wide beach because there's all these like sand dunes and like tall grasses and stuff growing, but there's maybe a 10-15 foot long thin strip of beach, and it was just really secluded, beautiful like turquoise water, like it almost looks like the ocean as opposed to Lake Michigan, but just kind of this little hidden beach back there. So I basically made a Steemit post about my day and uploaded a bunch of pictures, and it was something I actually put a lot of time into it. I was really proud of it, and the post just kind of flopped. Like it, not even that I care how much money, you know, obviously I might like money, but not even that I care about how much money the post made, but just like I wanted the post to be shared with a lot of people because it was a really cool day and I thought my pictures and stuff were cool. And that post kind of flopped, and I was kind of chatting with Brian Phobos on at Brian Phobos on Steemit the other day, and he kind of said, he said, look, he said, you can put out the greatest he said something, I'm paraphrasing, but he said something to the effect of, you can put out the greatest content ever, but like unless you get the attention of a whale or somebody bigger on Steemit, you're really not going to get that much attention until you really start to build up your account. And something that's kind of a shame is I think a lot of time people with new accounts, like, yeah, we all have to go through that of establishing ourselves on a platform, but if you're putting a lot of great content out right off the bat, a lot of the content may go unnoticed, and it's not because it's good, not bad, not good content, it's just because you don't have a lot of eyes on it. So that's kind of the intention of this Steemit group, so, that's why I'm starting it. And I don't want you guys to necessarily tag every single post of yours with this, because I'm going to go out of my way to upvote your shit and re-steam it and whatever else. And I hope that everybody else does as well. So, if you're just taking a picture of your morning oatmeal, I may or may not re-steam it or upvote it or whatever else. Maybe if it's steel cut oats and you like do a portrait on top of them with brown sugar or something, maybe you'll get an upvote from me. But like, don't just like take a picture of your oatmeal and expect the whole community to get behind you. I kind of want to reserve this for those times when you have a post that you're really proud of, that you think is really cool, and you want to make sure that, not just because you think something is cool doesn't necessarily mean everybody else is going to, but this is going to be a post that you put a lot of time into, you feel strongly about, etc., and you want to make sure that it doesn't go unnoticed. And so I think by having me and everybody as a whole community, everybody who's kind of part of this channel and part of the Rules for Rebels community, if we all get behind your post, not necessarily that you're going to make a fortune or it's going to go viral, but it at least gives you a chance for other people to see that content. Maybe you make it up on the trending page or the hot page or whatever else. So that's kind of what this is all about. Try to reserve this tag for your better posts. And that kind of brings us to logistically how this works. So on Steemit, there's not necessarily, it's not like Facebook where you can create a Facebook page and you have a dedicated page. On Steemit, at least right now, it can always change down the road, but on Steemit, at least right now, how it works is if you kind of want to create a community, I think there's a community called like Whale Power, and there's others for noobs and stuff like that. But if you want to create a community, essentially what you do is use the tags. So when you put up a Steemit post, you have your title, you have the body, and you have the tags. Now, it's not keyword comma, it's keyword space, and the tag that you're going to use is Steemit Rebels. Not two words, not Steemit space Rebels, because then you would have two tags, Steemit and Rebels. One word, Steemit Rebels, and if we get enough people behind this, we may actually become one of kind of the featured categories or featured tags on the right sidebar. But regardless, I'm going to go out of my way to search on Steemit Rebels, and whatever post that you guys put up with the Steemit Rebels tag, you know, I'm going to make sure to try to help you guys out and try to upvote you, and if it's good, I'm going to re-steam it. So Steemit Rebels, one other piece of advice I'll give you is the first tag that you put is going to be kind of the main category for your post. So you don't necessarily have to do Steemit Rebels as your first tag. If your tag is about your dog, I would use a tag like animals, because it's going to get you more attention. But make one of your 5 tags Steemit Rebels, and it will get my attention and anybody else from YouTube who wants to come over and join this community. You'll get their attention as well, and hopefully we can kind of all support each other and support each other's content, and so that we don't have to kind of pander to a handful of whales. Maybe we can, rather than focusing on one person, we can get the whole group behind each other and kind of support each other's content. So that's kind of what it's all about. That's what the group's going to be. That's why I'm trying to start it. And that's how it's going to benefit you guys. And again, lastly, if you want to be part of this, whatever post you want to bring attention to, make sure you put Steemit Rebels as one of your tags. So that's the video, guys. I welcome all you guys over there. You know, Vogeltron, Brian Phobos, Kevin the Window Cleaner, Coco. Those of you who aren't yet on Steemit, join and come on over and join us. But we're starting a Steemit Rebels group, and I would love all of you guys to be a part of it. So if you enjoyed this post, please give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. And I will be posting this on Steemit as well. Maybe I'll try to drop a link in this video as well to the Steemit post. So if you guys want to upvote it or re-steam it or whatever, that'd be great as well to help spread the word. But I figure we as a community can help support each other and help make each other more money and help bring more attention to each of our accounts and our posts and our content. So that's it, guys. I will catch you guys tomorrow for Side Hustle Tuesdays. Yeah, Side Hustle Tuesdays. I'll see you then.